Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Hope you guys all had a good night of NBA. I'm making this video a bit earlier than usual, and it's something I will probably start doing just because I live on the East Coast, and by the time I wait for the games to end, it's 1:32 in the morning, and I have to get up at 7 a.m., so I just get too tired. The videos have been very high quality, so this way I can go more in-depth and kind of share my thoughts. But right now, we had a pretty solid night. The GPP lineup really saved me. Finished with a 315 on that one. Cash lineup hit a 270. I stacked Jokic and Embiid in that lineup. Both of those guys kind of got into foul trouble. Also had Andrew Harrison in there, and he just disappointed me. I am done with Andrew Harrison from now on. The two times that I rostered him this month were the games against Philly, where he got 16 minutes and put up like 4 DraftKings points, and last night. So I'm done with him. Probably done with a lot of the Memphis players. But can't complain. 315, looking really solid in GPPs. So it should make a nice profit tonight. And then on FanDuel, right now we're at a 304 with Rozier still playing in the second quarter. So that should finish with about 330. So it should be a pretty solid night. But let's get right into it for this slate. We got a 8-game slate for Tuesday. A couple of interesting games that really mean a lot for playoffs is San Antonio, Washington, Denver, Toronto. Specifically Denver, they need a win desperately after losing to my Sixers tonight. Houston, Chicago's meaningless. Cleveland, Miami, that's interesting for seeding, so that's important. Portland, New Orleans, that's also important for seeding. And last game is useless. So we do got some interesting games, some games that mean a lot. So let's get right into it. A couple big news we want to pay attention towards is James Harden, obviously. He's out for this game, as with Clint Capella. Chris Paul is expected to play, so get ready for your Uber chalk. Chris Paul at 8,100. I don't know how some people are going to try to deviate from him, but I'm locking him in at 8,100. Great matchup here against Chicago. He's done great this season without James Harden, and in this matchup, he should get over 40 DraftKings points, as long as it's not a blowout. But without Harden and Capella, I think the Bulls can keep it kind of competitive, so I'm not super worried about a blowout. And at 8,100, Chris Paul has over 50-point upside, and if he hits that, there'll be over 6x value. He's not a must-play just because, he's at 8,100, but he's a lock for me in cash games, and I don't have a lot of players that I would rather play over him, so I'll probably play him in GPPs as well. 8,100 is really solid play. My picks are going to kind of be all over the place. I'm going to be skipping around at some positions. I will talk about some of these other positions. Shooting guards. I think Chris Middleton at 79. He's expensive, but he's been playing extremely well. Great matchup against the Clippers. That should be a very fast-paced game. These teams just met, and that game was like 120 to 117 or something like that. So it should be another high-scoring game in Los Angeles. I think CJ McCollum's interesting at 75. He's been playing extremely well last 2 games, but not sure I really want to get too excited about playing a $7,500 CJ McCollum. And then if you're looking for some mid-tier value plays, you can pair Chris Paul with Eric Gordon. But Gordon, you're not getting a discount for it with him. He's 7,200. Great matchup against the Bulls, yes, but I'm not really expecting him to return 7x value. I think he can return 5 to 6x value, and if you're happy with that, then play him at 7,200. But I think I like some of these other Houston players, some of the bench guys like Joe Johnson, even Gerald Green is interesting at 47, although I'm not in love with him because I'm expecting him to be chalk. So, but he's interesting. Buddy Hield at 61. He's been playing really well as of late. Definitely worth a look. 35 last game. Bad game against Atlanta with just 26, but other than that, he got 37, 43, 41, 43. So interesting for GPPs. Not a cash game play at all. Do not play any Kings in cash. But definitely has tournament appeal, and he's always low on. So 6,100, I think you can make a case for Buddy Hield. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to skip over shooting guard. I'll also skip over small forward. But if you want to spend up, Giannis at 10-3 makes a lot of sense. Milwaukee's still trying to move up in the seeding, so they got a lot to play for. Clippers got a lot to play for. This game should be very competitive. And as I mentioned, high scoring as well. Other than that, I'm not in love with a lot of these other guys. I mentioned Chris Middleton. Durant's out for this game. Always doubtful. Not expecting him to play. LeBron, you can pay up for him if you want, but 11-6 against Miami, it is revenge. I think LeBron James is fine if you want to really pay up for somebody, but I'll probably pay down if I was going to and play Giannis. Will Barton at 7,000. The Nuggets really need a win now that they lost tonight, but I'm not really loving the matchup for them, and it is a back-to-back with travel going up to Canada. As I mentioned, not in love with a lot of these forwards. Probably Thaddeus Young is probably my most interesting play at 64. I think he makes a lot of sense against Golden State. Been playing really well. And Golden State's defense has just been horrible without their all-stars have been out. So should be a competitive game, hopefully, in Golden State. And especially if Draymond plays, I think Warriors will be able to hang with the Pacers. Probably my favorite play at forward. As you see, it's looking pretty bleak if you're not paying up. But I think Aminu at 5'9" is very interesting to me. He's going to be lower owned in this spot, but this is a perfect matchup for him. He was really chalky last time they played him. Last time he was on the slate, because everybody looked at the 3 straight 40-plus point games and automatically thought he could get there against Thunder, but that's not a good matchup for him. It's a slow-paced game. Thunder already good defense, and his shot just wasn't falling. Just shot 1 of 6 from deep. This is a great spot for him to get right back on track against this fast-paced Pelicans team. Lots of turnovers to go around. That's something that Aminu does great with, getting a lot of steals and blocks, so that's a positive for him. He's also under 6K, and his minutes have been very steady lately, seeing over 30 minutes in pretty much every game this month or lately. And this game should stay close and competitive, so it should be on the court. And he's probably the best defender to match up with Anthony Davis, so I think Aminu makes a lot of sense here at 5'9". But as mentioned, I'm going to skip over forward as well. Let's go on to power forward. I'm going to give you guys a sneaky value play that a lot of people will probably not be on. That's Ryan Anderson at just 3.8K. Now, I think Anderson will jump back into the starting lineup tonight against the Bulls. He played 34 minutes against the Pelicans. PJ Tucker just saw 20 minutes in that game. Anderson was playing great. He's coming back from injury. He missed a bunch of time in March. Came back on the 17th. Eased him into action these first 3 games. The last 2, he got over 20 minutes against Detroit. 24th, he played 34 minutes. Clint Capella's out for this game, so he should get more minutes at center. And against the Bulls, they do go smaller at times, so I think Anderson can easily play the 5. And he should be getting a lot of minutes at the forward as well with Capella out. So I think Anderson at 3.8, he does have great upside. He can get you 30 DraftKings points and probably be one of the best value plays on the slate. At very low ownership, I don't think a lot of people will be on Ryan Anderson unless news breaks that he's going to be starting. But I hope that the Rockets wait till after lock to announce that, so his ownership will not skyrocket. But I like Ryan Anderson a lot at 3.8. It's a great matchup against the weak Bulls interior, and Anderson can stretch him out with shooting threes. I'm not sure if Vonleh can really stand with him. But yeah, let's go on to center. Let's go LaMarcus Aldridge at 9,200. Aldridge has just been a machine as of late. The Spurs were in danger of falling out of the playoffs. Greg Popovich turned to LaMarcus Aldridge and said, LaMarcus, just carry us there. And he's been doing that his last, how many games has it been? 1, 2, 3, 5 games. He's been amazing. Look at these shot attempts have been crazy. 21, 28, 23, 22, 22, 27. This team, they just played against Washington on the 21st. He dropped 50 DraftKings points in that one. Was 1 rebound shy of getting a double-double, so it would have been close to like 54, 55. Great matchup here. He's had success in this matchup. Against Markieff Morris, he has a big size advantage there. And 65-point upside with him. Huge upside. 92, his price tag is expensive, but I think he's probably one of the guys that I will pay up for because I have a lot of confidence in him. Giannis he's a great matchup, but they have a lot of other options that they can score with, like Middleton and Bledsoe. The Spurs, it's just been LaMarcus Aldridge as of late, and I think that should continue as the Spurs really lock up playoff seeding in the West. All right, let's go on to guard, and at guard, let's talk about Quinn Cook once again. I'm just keep playing Quinn Cook, and he keeps, making me some money at 5'9". He's not at 6K yet. If he was at 65, close to 65 to 7,000, could consider fading him, but at 5'9", I'm not going to take that risk here. He's been playing amazing without Steph Curry. He's not just a scorer. He fills up all areas of the stat sheet, which you love to see. Gets his assists, gets his rebounds as well, along with some steals. Playing a ton of minutes for this Warriors team. They need him to score the basketball, and he's been doing that. And he's even had success in tough matchups. Put up 38 against Utah, very tough defense, and put up 33 against the Spurs. So he's shown the ability to have success in tough matchups. Pacers are pretty good against point guards, but the matchup against Collison isn't super scary. He's not an elite, a crazy elite defender. So 5'9", great upside with Quinn Cook, 5 to 6x value. I think he should easily hit that against the Pacers. And then finally, let's give on to util. I didn't mention my picks are kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to give you guys my favorite plays. And let's talk about DeAndre Jordan at 8,000. DeAndre Jordan is coming off 2 very rough games, but those games, they were not the best matchup for him. Toronto, Valanciunas can give him trouble. And then Miles Turner is a decent defender, but just didn't really play well. His shot attempts were down those 2 games. But you got a day off, going back home in Los Angeles. Great matchup here against the Bucks. You can't ask for more. Can't ask for a better matchup for him. Get back on track. Clippers are still alive in the West. They've been playing well. They just need to keep winning. DeAndre Jordan gives them the best chance to win. And especially tonight, a great matchup against the Bucks. Dropped 56 against them just 5 days ago. So he's shown to have great success in this matchup. I think he's a lock for another 40 to 50 DraftKings points tonight. I think he has a shot to get another 20-20 rebound point game. And at 8,000, he's looking kind of expensive, but probably my favorite center option on the slate if you want to pay up. So I like him a lot at 8,000. Plug in these 5 plays, you still leave you with 5,000. Decent amount to fill out the rest of your roster. As always, these picks might change due to injuries and just if I change my mind when I do more research in the morning. So follow me on Twitter at the DFS Process to get the updated picks. Also, if you're interested in getting lineups, go to the website, thedfsprocess.com. Slap a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see you all tomorrow.